Okay, guys, wait for it, wait for it. Look what I got. I got some ice cream. This is from Marble Slab. And I have a Coke here. He actually filled it to the daggum brim up here. So it's been leaking. But anyway, so I have, I have vanilla bean ice cream mixed with chocolate along with caramel. This is wonderful. Mixed with chocolate and caramel and pecans. Yes, guys. Moment of silence for the ice cream because it's so wonderful. Look at that caramel. So, do y'all have a marble slab? Because those of you that don't know, it's like of course it's the ice cream shop. And then it has all this ice cream, like different kinds, like a lot of different ice cream. And I have this big marble slab. And then a variety of different things you can like mix in with your ice cream. And there's different combinations that you can do that will make like different things. Or you can just do whatever you want to do it like me and just go from there. They have like strawberries, pineapples, gummy bears, sprinkles, pecans, almonds, Reese cup. They have Snickers. They have all sorts of stuff. And it's wonderful. It's a bit pricey, but the ice cream's really good, so. I was really wanting coffee with this, but they didn't have any in there. Or they didn't have any made. Every time I go in there, they don't have coffee made. So I'm like, whatever, I don't need any. So I asked for Sprite. The Sprite was bad. And so they gave me Coke. And this is so good. And it's so cold. Like, ice cream's really cold, but like this is like extremely cold. But it's good. And the pecans, they're like freaking awesome. They're chopped up really fine. But they're like really, really crunchy. They're really fresh. I don't know if y'all can see this because it's dark in here. But in the vanilla, you can see the vanilla bean. And it's so daggum good, guys. Look at that. Don't be jealous, guys. I think if y'all hear kids, there's a whole bunch back behind here. Look like baseball players or something. But I think the next time I'm going to get vanilla bean because it's really good. Vanilla bean with brownies on top, or with brownies mixed in with it. Oh my gosh, yes. I was going to get their banana split, but it was huge. He really doused it up with caramel. So good. Y'all want a bite? Here you go. Get y'all a bite. So, I gotta work tomorrow, which I've done told y'all that in a previous video. Gotta work Sunday. And then they messaged me and asked if I could work till 6 in the evening. So I'm gonna be pulling a daggum 12-hour shift, which is fine because I mean at least I'll be getting more money. And it's supposed to be raining tomorrow. This is a lot of ice cream. I'm getting full. Tons of kids back behind there. So, I love how it's like, you can see the vanilla. When I scooted it around, like it's like halved up, but like mixing together at the same time. It's real good. So, it's hard for me to talk and eat this at the same time because it's so cold. Whenever I was getting that drink, if y'all watch my Dollar Tree haul, it was this coconut and pineapple drink. I got some chips and it's the Sweet Heat chips from I can't remember what brand it's from. It's like a really cheap brand, but they're really good. It's the Sweet Heat chips, sweet and spicy chips or something like that. But anyways, I got those because my mom used to get them all the time. And it would be those. And like, I remember every time after church on Wednesdays, she'd get some. Like, not all the time, but like a lot of times she would. And would always have like tomatoes and stuff from the garden. Fresh tomatoes, they're awesome. And then she'd go to the store and get some of those. And Cokes, and she would get bologna, bread and cheese, and we would make that, and oh my Jesus, it was so good. So I got those. I thought of my mom, and I remember the times doing that, and like, it's so crazy how things like that can bring you back to like then. I miss my mom a lot, so much. Life is so short, guys. I don't think about it a lot now because I don't like being sad, but like, and like every time I talk about my mom, I get teared up. But if I sit and think about her, and like times like when that comes up, it's like, you know, I had my mom until I was like 20 or 21. Gracie was 3 weeks old. Katie was 2. I was young. And like, you know, I had my mama during the times where, you know, I was growing up and she was raising me. But whenever your life finally starts going, like, you know, you're growing up, you know, excuse me, you go through the, you know, things of having your kids. She got to see Katie and Gracie born, so like all of that was new to me, you know, being a mom at, you know, at a young age and having 2 little girls and just learning the whole process of being a mom. And, you know, like when they get sick, you get scared whenever you first have them. And I had her for the first 2 years with Caitlin, and then with Gracie, you know, she was 6 weeks old and she died. And during that time before she died, while I was giving birth to her, I found out that I had heart trouble crap going on. I didn't know exactly what it was, but my heart done all kinds of crazy crap when I was giving birth to Gracie. And it's like, you know, during that time, it was like, I need her now, you know, like, she's gone. And I've got 2 little girls here that needs their grandma, and she's gone. And it, like, during those times, I'm like, this is just so not fair. And, even today, like, I think, like, you know, like, what if my mom was here? And, you know, man, I'm so sorry. I try not to get, you know, teared up. But, like, having your mom to shop with, and it's just, it's horrible. So, I don't think about it. Until crap occurs. Just a simple bag of chips can get me all worked up, and it makes me think about my mom and stuff. But sometimes I wonder, you know, like, what would it be like if I had her now? You know, like, getting to shop with and, you know, just having a good time, because I see so many people out, you know, with their moms. But my girls are getting, you know, older and stuff, and when they're with me, I have a really good time. And, you know, my boys, they don't really like shopping. They're at that stage where they want to, you know, play and, you know, ride bikes and stuff. But Katie and Gracie, they're really, you know, getting older and getting into shopping and stuff. So, you know what? This is how I look at things. My kids never did really have the opportunity to have, you know, grandparents. Katie knew my mom for a while. And Gracie, you know, she got to meet my mom, but she don't remember. She was only 6 weeks old when she passed away, but my mom seen both of them born. And the way I look at things, you know, if God spares me to, you know, be able to be a mom until my kids get older, and I hope to see their, you know, kids born, and I hope that I get to be a grandma, and I hope that I get to, you know, do the grandma things, and I will be all that I can be for my grandkids. I will do everything with them. I'll babysit them. I'll let them come spend the week with me, the weekend, just whatever, because, you know, my kids didn't have that. And, you know, I just look at it like, you know, well, mine didn't get to, but you know what? I can step up, and if the Lord lets me live, I'm going to be that. And it's a funny thing because I hardly ever think of my mom. I mean, I do every day, but like, it don't get to me anymore. And then in the moments where, just like the simple bag of chips, and it brings back to the end, and like, you know, how all the fun times we had. And sometimes when I'm out and about, I'm like, you know, what would it be like? Like, those of you that are my age, like, what's it like? You know, getting to enjoy your mom and getting to laugh and, you know, getting to act crazy. Me and my mom, we would be so crazy, but it would be so much fun. And it wasn't like the crazy in a bad way. It was just, we were, you know, goofy. We laughed a lot. Just, we lived life. But the older I get, I seriously see my mom in me, like, so much. The things that I do, and, you know, I've told y'all this before, but like, right before she died, she said, Stephanie, you're going to have to stop letting people run over you, and you're going to have to start standing up for yourself, and this and that and the other. Didn't really understand what she meant until she passed away. Now I do. You know, in life, you can't let people run over you, and you can't let people make you feel like you're nothing, because, you know, you got to rise above that. You got to be yourself. You got to be who you are. Never let anybody change you. Never let anybody dull your sparkle, because you know what? There's only one me, and there's only one you. And, you know, I would hate to be somebody that would want to make somebody got a phone call. But as I was saying, you know, I would hate to be someone, you know, that would look at this shirt. It says bless this mess. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it says bless this mess. But I would hate to be the one that would want to dull someone's sparkle. You know, God created us all different. And we all have our faults. We all have our failures. We all have our disappointments. We all have, you know, the times where we grieve, and we all have the times where we're sad, and we all have the times when we're happy. So, during this walk of life that we live in, why try and make somebody feel bad about themselves, or try to make somebody, you know, think something bad about them, or, you know, just whatever. You know, I know life is just, you know, there's so many people, and, you know, everybody's not going to like everybody. I understand that. You don't have to like me, and I don't, quite frankly, have to like you. But the thing of it is, there's a thing called respect. And even if you don't like somebody, you don't have to, like, you know, be mean to them, say hurtful things to them, and just go on. Do your thing, and, you know, let them do their thing and go on. But that's one thing that I'm so glad that my mother taught me. And I remember driving down the road with her as she was telling me, she's like, Stephanie, you got to start standing up for yourself. You can't let people do that. And even and whenever they do, just, you know, don't let it get to you. Stand up for yourself. And the older I get, I know. I'm like, yep, I know what you meant. During the time, I didn't. But it was so crazy because she told me, she said, I guess it was 2 months before she died. that day she told me that driving down the road. I think I was going to my grandma's house. And she looked at me and she said, I won't be here forever. I didn't think nothing of it, you know. I was thinking about my mama. You never, like, you know, while they're with you and stuff, while you have them, you never think, you know, what it would be like I did a time or two, like, what's it going to be like, you know, when they're not here. But it's like, you never really think it, but when it's actually here, it's like, it's so different. And you realize all of that time that you had with them was so precious. I mean, it was like, nothing can ever take that away from me, because, you know, my mama. I would drive down there like almost every other day to see her. And then, of course, I spent a lot of my time there. I'd go down there like every weekend, and sometimes 2 and 3 times during the week. But she was so precious to me. And I'm so glad that I had her the time that I did, because she taught me so much. And she was so strong. Like, my mama was so strong. And she got her help from God. And it's so strange, because, like, I can be, like, out and about. And, like, you know, normally butterflies didn't really do anything. Like, I would see butterflies or, like, red birds or stuff like that. But, like, this summer, I have seen so many yellow butterflies. And her favorite color was yellow. And they would be, like, literally, like, flying toward, like, right toward me. Like, I would see them so much. And, you know, the Lord has ways of doing things. And, which, you know, like I said, I hardly ever think about them. I hardly ever think about my mom and my mama. I hardly ever talk about them, because when I talk about them, this is the shape that I get. And I'm just, I don't know, I don't even know why I'm crying, but I guess I just miss them, and talking about them brings them to my memory. But if y'all have your, you know, your grandparents or your mom, you know, spend time with them. Life is so fast. And I was like, I was in Dollar Tree, and I think the stupid Christmas stuff triggered me off, because I was looking, and like, Christmas was her favorite time of the year. And I'm like, I was like, wow. I'm like, you know, Christmas stuff already, it's like, the world has gotten so much of a fast pace. It's like, it's a hurry. And, you know, a lot of times we just need to slow down and, you know, focus on what you have and who you have, because tomorrow may never come. And, like, you know, I know I'm just 30 years old, but, you know, you could be like me, and I'm not, by no means do I want any pity. I don't. Because, you know, I've been through a lot, and I just, you know, I just don't need no pity. I don't, you know, I'm not crying to show pity or anything like that. But I know I'm 30, but I have been through so much. Like, I have already lost both of my grandmas, both of my grandpas, aunts, uncles. I've lost, you know, my mom, my dad. And to go through that at this age, you can't explain it. And you can't put into words what it's like, because it's rough. And you can't put into words what it's like to lose your mom, because it's awful. But what I do know is that, you know, I'm saved, and I do know that one day I will get to see him again. And I started this video off trying to be ignorant with, you know, eating my wonderful ice cream, and then it just proceeded to this mess. But, you know, life happens that way, I guess. At least my ice cream's melted and I can drink it now. But I do miss him so much. And if y'all haven't tried the marble slab, y'all need to get you some. It's really good. You know, we should ask ourselves, if today was our last day up on this earth, what would you do? How would you treat others? How would you treat yourself? How would you, you know, treat the ones around you that you love? You know, would you be with them during that day? Just what would you do? You know, sometimes we need to step back and think, you know, this could be our last day. And instead of showing so much hate, you know, I don't understand, you know, there's, like, you look around and it's like almost everywhere you look around, people are sowing hate. Whenever they should be sowing love and mercy and compassion and uplifting. But yet they look toward the bad part, and they look toward just themselves and, you know, what they need in life and all this kind of stuff. You know, I hope and pray that God will always keep my heart to where I always have a heart for others and, you know, a heart to care for others. And, you know, my heart is to uplift others. I don't care what I'm going through, but if I could help somebody along the way and say, hey, you can make it through this, you know, tomorrow's a new day. You know, put your trust in Jesus. Even if you can't see him in the darkness, he's there. And even if you feel alone and brokenhearted and, you know, depressed or whatever, he's there. And all he's wanting us to do is reach out to him. And let him take over and lead and guide us and, you know, comfort us. And because that's what he wants to do. You know, he wants to be what we don't have. He wants to carry our load. And a lot of times I'm such a type of person that I carry it. And not so much now because I've sort of learned how to let, you know, the passing of them go and stuff. But starting off, when I first lost my mom, like, I would carry it. And even when I go through things, I've always been one to carry it. And I've always been one to not let things show because, you know, I've been through so much in my life, and I'm like, sometimes what does that matter? Uh-oh. Thought my battery went dead or something. That would have been a sucky time. But, you know, and it's okay, I guess, to be that way at times, but if you do it to the point to where it's too much, it's not okay. that's when you need to lay it at the feet of Jesus and let him do it, because what we can't do, he can do. But sometimes it does get hard, and sometimes you question why, and sometimes you're like, well, why am I here to deal with this stuff? And I already know why I have been dealt all these cards. I don't understand, but I do know that all of the things that I've been through, and all of the things that I didn't think that I could go through, all of the sleepless nights that I would toss and turn in my bed and cry and not understand why I lost my mom at a young age, and I had just had a 6-week-old baby. All of those times that I felt so alone and brokenhearted. I mean, I can't even express how I felt. It was just the horriblest feeling that I have ever felt in my life. And all of those times that I didn't think that I could make it, I know that the Lord put all of that crap upon me. And I know it's just life. I know we're all predestined to go through things. But I know God put me through them to let others know that, hey, you can do this. And you can get through it. Like, you may not see it now. I remember driving down the road, multiple times. And when I think about it, it really gets to me, because I remember going down the road and, of course, getting ready to go shopping. I had all my babies. This was way before they started going to school. I didn't vlog then. But if I knew about YouTube and all this, I would be vlogging with my babies, because let me tell you something. During that time, I had all my babies, and I would load them up, and during the day, like, I would get so upset and thinking about my mom and stuff. We would all go out. We would go to Walmart, and I would put one up front and one in the back, and the girls would walk beside us, and we would go shop. And I would always, it was just a routine that we did. Every one of them, they had their toys, and I'd get what I was, getting, and would go eat, and we just had a grand old time. But during those times, when I had my small kids and stuff, they're getting older now. But during those times, my heart was so heavy, and I would present myself like, I was okay. But during those times, I didn't understand so much. I didn't understand why I didn't have a mom. But at that time, my ex's grandma, she was like a grandma to me. I had her, and she would go a lot with us and stuff. And people are placed in your life for different times and different seasons. She was like a grandma to me. She lived, in the same county that we did. And she pretty much went with me everywhere, with me and my kids. But, God places people in your life for a reason. And during those times when I didn't understand, God was just really making me stronger, making me to what I needed to be. And, looking back now, I realize, all of that crap that I went through is just one of my testimonies in life, to let people know, hey, this is happening now, but you're going to be okay. And I ain't going to lie, everybody's different, but for me, it took a long time. Like, it took a long, long time to be able to even talk about my mother or any of that. Like, I just couldn't do it. But, life is precious. And this journey in life, it's a heck of a ride. There's so many twists and ups and downs, and so many seasons in your life that we go through. Like, so many seasons. Nothing's ever steady in this life. It's not. But there's one thing that I can always say, that He'll never leave you. He'll never forsake you. Even in the deepest, darkest times of your life, He's there. And I can thankfully say that during those times, He pulled me through. And I know that God has put me here to let others know that, hey, He'll pull you through. If He pulled this old country girl right here through all of the hell that I've been through in my life, He'll pull you through. Because, the Lord don't have any respecter of persons. And I'm just thankful. You know, I can say that I did have a mom and dad. I can say I had grandparents. I can say that I had that. And I'm thankful for that. It was a short time. But you know, in life is a season. We live, we die. Just like flowers, they bloom, they die. But you know what? Like, I'm often reminded, like, you know, even some of the flowers that come back, like, they bloom and they die, but they come back. The annuals and stuff, they'll come back. And that's like us. One day we will live again, and we'll live eternally. It's either heaven or hell. And we all better hope and pray that's where we're going, to heaven, because, you know, that's the place that we need to be. And if you're saved, you'll go there. So, you know, just, you know, ask yourself, if today was your last day upon this earth, what would you do? You know, we should always ask ourselves that, to remind us, you know, hey, this could be our last day. But anyways, guys, we need to live a little bit, we need to love a little bit, and we need to laugh a little bit. So, that's why I'm so... When I get on here, you know, I'm full of life. I know how short life is, but I just love to, you know, laugh. I love to have a good time. I love to act crazy. I love to be sassy, because you know what? Sassy is just awesome. And I love life. Life is hard, but I love life. And I'm very thankful for, you know, all of the people God has, you know, put in my life. And I'm looking forward to the adventure on down the road. You know, there'll be twists, there'll be turns. But God knows, and He knows all the greatness that is up ahead. We've got to trust and we've got to believe. And this is a long video. I'm yippity yapping tonight, guys. But anyways, I love you guys, and I'm sorry that it twisted to be a crying video and everything, but sometimes we get emotional, and sometimes we need to just, you know, let it all out. So that's what I did. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys. And get y'all some ice cream from Marble Slab if y'all have one. Bye, guys.